Hello and welcome back to day number 7, secret number 7 of the 7 secrets, underground wisdom they hope you never find out. I'm Jeremy Whaley, and it's been really great to have you with me on this journey. However you're watching this, if you've been receiving a series of emails, or you've been getting these videos sent to you, or maybe you've been watching on YouTube or on the blog or wherever it is that you've been seeing these videos, I hope you've really enjoyed these secrets. And hopefully you're starting to see how simple trading really can be. And it is, folks. I mean, I don't want to say that you don't have to work at it. You do. You got to learn it. It's a skill. Just like anything else, it's a skill. But if we get it into our head that trading is really complicated and it's really intense and scary and all these other crazy things that people come up with, we'll never get into the market and we'll never trade. And, for the first couple of years of my trading career, I was there. I was run by fear. I was uneducated. I didn't know what I was doing. I was trying all sorts of different stuff, losing money. And then I got paranoid. Then I got afraid to trade. And, all those different emotions that so many people run through, I went through it. And, one of the reasons that I teach is because I remember what it was like when I was learning to trade. And I remember all those different emotions that I had. And so one of the things that I like to share with different people whenever I'm teaching them how to trade is secret number 7. And it goes like this: redefine your greatness. Redefine your greatness. Now, that might sound crazy to you. What does it mean to redefine your greatness? Well, let's start with asking a question. How do you define your success? How do you define success? For me, whenever I was starting to trade, for me, success was making a lot of money. And I figured if I was making a lot of money, then I was a really successful trader. And so that was my metric for being a successful trader. And it turned out that wasn't a very good metric at all, because it turns out that, as you learned in yesterday's, secret number 6, you can actually lose 2/3 of the time and still make a profit. So it turned out that making a lot of winning trades wasn't necessarily what defined me as a great trader. But you see, what happens is we all have a set of internal rules. And these are rules that we feel like we have to meet in order to feel good about ourselves. Some people say, well, I'm okay with losing money, but I need to feel like I traded perfectly. Well, guess what? There really is no perfect trade. There's some general principles, and we just evolve as traders, and we become better traders along the way. But we create these rules for ourselves. One person says, I have to be at the market every morning at 8:30, and that's my rule. Another person says I have to have everything automated, otherwise I'm not being successful. Another person says, well, if I ever place a trade and I don't have stops, then I'm not being successful. And we come up with all these different rules. The biggest rule is we have to make money in order to be a successful trader. And you know what? I get it. I mean, yeah, I like to make money. But you know what? I didn't start really making money until I redefined my rules. If our rule for how we define success is just simply based on how much money we make, you're never going to get anywhere. And that's where most people are. Most people come into the world of trading with this definition of, if I want to be a great trader, I have to hit these rules. And here's the reality, folks. Traders have ridiculous rules. And the number one, it's not just one rule. We have these stacking of rules. And when we get to the top one, it is, I have to make a lot of money. And folks, it just becomes ridiculous. Now, I want to say very clearly, when I'm talking about rewriting our rules, this has nothing to do with actually making a profit or not making a profit. I want everybody to make a profit. It has to do with how we define our own greatness, how we define what makes us a good trader versus someone who's not a good trader. When we need to make our rules complicated, or when we do make our rules complicated, we can never win. If we want to win, we have to make our rules easy to win at, so that we can always feel great about ourselves. Otherwise, what we're going to do is we'll be beating ourselves up. And that's what I did in my early days. I'd place a trade, my very first options trade that I ever placed. I made $4,000 on it. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then I proceeded to lose every bit of it and then more. And then I felt so bad about myself. There was one time in my life when I actually ended up with about $20,000 of my mother-in-law's money. Now, I did not arrange for this money. My wife, my brand new wife, I'd just gotten married, and she actually arranged for this money. And she shows up, she's like, hey, I got $20,000. Why don't you go trade it? Make us a lot of money. And then I started losing my mother-in-law's money. And, oh man, like the weight of that pressure just totally pulled me down because I had all these rules that I had to learn how to rewrite. You need to understand that trading is a very emotional experience. Trading is a very emotional experience. And at the end of the day, trading is more about the person you become than it is the money that we make. Now, depending on where you are in your trading journey, this statement may be easier or more difficult to understand. But as somebody who's been in the market now since 1999, I've got over 20 years in the market. I've taught all these people how to trade. I'm telling you, this is the absolute truth. Trading is about the person that you become in the process. And as you become the trader, as you become the person who understands how to get in and how to get out and how to manage your risk and how to do all these different disciplines that are part of being a great trader, you actually evolve as a person. You grow in to what it is to be a trader. You don't just wake up one day and say, I'm a trader. You grow into this person. And the reality is you never stop. You never stop learning. I mean, I've been trading now for over 20 years and I continue to learn. I continue all the time to learn different things. Sometimes I try something and I realize, oh, well, that's what the broker does in that situation. Or, just various different things. I continue to learn. And I don't expect, most people are ever going to know as much as I know necessarily because I've spent all these years learning about all this stuff. And, most people, they compare themselves to me and they're like, oh, I can never know that much. Well, that's great. You don't need to know that much. You could just forget 2/3 of what I know and still be great. But it's the process. It's that journey of becoming a great trader. That's what makes you really great. And so what I want you to kind of walk away with is some keys that I call keys to redefining your greatness. How do you define success in the stock market? If it's just about the dollar amount, you will forever be fighting the emotion because there's too much energy, emotionally speaking, around money. You have to find other things that you can hang your hat on. And so the first key is to realize that trading is a skill. Trading is a skill, which means you can become better with repetition. And so we can define greatness by saying, as long as I'm getting better, as long as I'm learning something, then I'm succeeding in the market. Now, what that does is it takes some of the pressure off. It takes some of the pressure off to say, I have to be perfect. I have to always be making money. What if you lose on half your trades and you win on half your trades? Well, you're still beating market odds. What if, you just put all these what if scenarios out there and through one set of lens, the lens of perfection, which most people look at, they wouldn't call that good. But if you lost 2/3 of your trades, but your account's still going up, isn't that winning? So we have to redefine our rules because that's the world of trading. The world of trading is trading probabilities, trading percentages, putting the odds in our favor. And while one trade we might go out and make 100% on, the next trade we might come out and make 5% on. And at the end of the year, it all averages out and maybe you're up 50%. Every year is going to be different. 2 years ago, I had a year where I only had a 57% profit for the entire year. And it was a good year by most people's standards. But the next year, I followed it up with over 180%. I don't know where that's going to go this year. So far, I'm having a great year. But, every year is going to be different. If I held myself to the same standard every year and said every year you have to have the same 180%, well, that's kind of an outlier for an entire account to do that much. Obviously, it can be done. I've done it more than once. But, that's not necessarily the norm. And so whenever you look at what your standards are, you start with the S&P benchmark. You start and say, well, if the S&P is only up 15%, if I'm doing 15% of my total account, at least I'm outperforming or matching the S&P. And by the way, I can show you some techniques and some skills and some strategies where pretty much you have no choice but to match the S&P. It's like that simple. There's no excuse for any fund manager. Those 93% of fund managers who miss the S&P, there's no excuse at all. Just let me teach them. I can fix them all. But, coming back to our rules here, what are our rules for greatness? What makes you a great trader? How do we define it? The first thing, recognize that trading is a skill. And so it's progress. We're going to learn over time. We're going to get better over time. And the only way you can do that is repetition, 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 repetition. We're just going to keep going through the same process over and over again. The next thing that I want you to understand in terms of defining greatness, people get these grandiose ideas. One of my mentors one time said, people overestimate what they can accomplish in a short period of time, and they underestimate what they can accomplish over a long period of time. And I have found that to be so true. In fact, correlating with that statement, another really good friend of mine, he taught me this concept of a 2 millimeter shift. Now, my friend is a golf instructor, But he said, the difference in hitting the golf ball straight down the fairway and having a beautiful shot and, slicing it off into the woods is about a club face movement of only 2 millimeters. So if you shift the club 2 millimeters one way or the other, it's the difference of the ball actually going where you want it to go and totally being out of play. And, that's such a great metaphor because we've discovered that most tweaks are only 2 millimeter tweaks. They're just little tweaks that we need to do just a little bit different. The difference in being depressed and happy is, if you're depressed, what's your physiology? Well, everybody's shoulders a little bit down and everybody's kind of sad. Well, if you put your shoulders back up, now it's kind of hard to feel depressed. Well, that's only about a 2 millimeter move in your breastplate here. And wow, it's totally different state, totally different energy between depressed and excited, right? 2 millimeters. Whenever it comes to trading, there's a lot of people, so many people, you're probably one of them, that have exposure to the market. They've maybe had some history, maybe a year history, 5 years, 10 years history, but haven't quite seen the results they want. And in most of those cases, it's a 2 millimeter shift. It's just a few little tweaks. Tweak the way you do your market analysis, tweak the way you apply your strategy, tweak just a little bit the way you're doing your risk management, and boom, it's the difference in blowing out trading accounts and actually soaring and having an incredible career with your trading. So just recognize another key to redefining your greatness. It's not big moves, it's little moves, it's little tweaks that will make you go from being average, below average, wherever you feel like you are right now, to being exceptional in the world of trading. And then, here's my final idea that I want to share with you, or final key: steady improvements. Steady improvements add up. If you could just grow your account by 1% a day, just 1% a day, at the end of the year, you didn't have a 200% gain, however many trading days there are. You didn't have that. You had an exponential that's 400, 500, 600%. Now, you're probably not going to grow your entire account 1% a day. I'm not crazy. I know that's probably not going to happen. But just if you think about the growths that you're making, not just your account growth, but your personal growth, steady growths, steady improvements will create exponential results. If you personally as a trader just grow 1% a day, talk about your personal growth, and you become 1% better as a trader, a year from now, you're a totally different human being. You're thinking about the market totally different. You're approaching all of your trades totally different. And you're going to have totally different results in a good way, in a positive way. Well, assuming that you make the right tweaks. If you just grow your account just a little bit, just 1%, 0.5%, maybe it's just 1% a week. Well, at the end of the year, that's 52%, right? No, it's way more than that because it compounds over the time. And so 1%, just a little small improvement, is all it takes, because compounded over time, it creates absolutely extraordinary results. So just remember that quote that I said. I didn't do a slide for it, but just remember that quote. Most people overestimate what they can do in a short period of time, and they underestimate what they can do in a long period of time. And these are some of the keys for how we get those absolutely extraordinary results over time. And coming back to the main principle here of this secret number 7, redefine your greatness. Don't let your greatness, how you see yourself, what you define as great, don't let it be dependent on your bank account, on your trading account, or how much profit you made. Let your greatness be defined on the person that you're becoming, because ultimately it's that personal growth that will lead to your account growth. And as you become more of the trader that you desire to be, more of the person you desire to be, eventually your account will not just start to stack up, but it'll start to grow, and you'll look back one day and you'll say, wow, I can't believe where I came from. All right, folks, these are my 7 secrets that I think if you will just take them and you apply them, you're going to discover some pretty amazing transitions in your life and transformations in your life. I hope you've enjoyed them. It's been a great pleasure to share them with you. Now, here's the cool thing. I actually have one more. I have one more bonus. And there's only one way you can get it. The only way you can get it is to subscribe to my email list. So you might already be subscribed to my mailing list. And if you are, that may be how you're getting these videos. And if so, then watch your email tomorrow, because secret number 8, the bonus secret, is going to show up. Now, if you're not subscribed, then you have to get yourself subscribed. Otherwise, you're not going to get bonus secret number 8. So wherever you're watching this, whether you're on one of the social outlets, whether you're on YouTube or wherever you are on the website, blog posts, whatever, make sure you subscribe to the mailing list. That way you can stay up to date with everything that we're doing. You can get special offers and special promotions. And most importantly, you can get bonus secret number 8. So go ahead and get yourself signed up. And thanks again for watching. Hope you've really enjoyed it. And I'll talk to you soon. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you got a lot out of this video, and I hope you get a lot out of all of my videos. I hope you're watching all of them. But before we move on, I want to invite you personally to join the Pick Winning Stocks Challenge. This is a fantastic challenge that I've put together. It's 21 days. It'll change your trading career. How's it going to do that? Well, first of all, I'm going to teach you how to pick the direction of the trade. So you always know which trade direction the stock is going. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it going to go sideways? I'll teach you how to figure that out. I'm also going to show you exactly how to apply the right strategy at the right time. And then I'm going to turn around and show you exactly how to manage your risk as well as how to write your trading plan. The absolutely perfect trading plan. I'll show you all this stuff. I'm going to teach you how to choose a stock. You know, some stocks are good to trade, some stocks are not. I'm going to show you how to do all that. In other words, it's everything that you need so you can pick a winning stock. And isn't that the outcome? Isn't that the whole purpose of coming to the stock market, so that you can learn how to pick a winning stock so you can buy it and you can sell it and make a profit? That's kind of the idea, right? This is a 21-day challenge. That means 21 days from right now. 21 days. That's 3 weeks. That's it. Just 3 weeks. 3 weeks from right now, you can have all these questions and a whole lot more answered in the 21-day Pick Winning Stocks Challenge. All you need to do is click the link below, get yourself enrolled, get yourself signed up, and get started immediately. For most of you, this is the next step on your journey. So go ahead and get yourself signed up for the Pick Winning Stocks Challenge. I know you're going to absolutely love it. And as always, if you want to learn some more, all you need to do, get yourself subscribed, subscribe to my channel, follow me on social media, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, wherever it is that you want to try to follow me. Just follow me there, and even just go to my website at trademaestro.com. Click below the links right here. We got the links to the website, got some links to other resources, all great stuff, lots and lots of cool stuff out there. So go check it all out, and I look forward to sharing it with you. And until next time, happy trading.